Hello, this is my quick overview of Chapter 6 of Frederick Wilhelmsen's book, Man's Knowledge of Nature. Chapter 6 is titled The Grammar of Existence and runs from pages 53 to 63. In the first paragraph, Wilhelmsen summarizes 4 conclusions so far. Human knowing is not an isolated sensory act, nor an isolated intellectual event. Rather, it unites the sensible and the intellectual. Man does know being, and the union of sense and intellect is the only way to make sense of this fact. Being and sensation are both first principles of human knowledge, and human knowledge always involves a judgment of existence. In this chapter, he turns to the communication of knowledge to other people. This communication is natural to all humans. Studying it will help us to understand the nature and structures of human knowing. But humans live in a world of culture, a public world of meaning and symbols. To understand humans and our knowing, we must give this fact its due weight. Communication between us always takes place through the senses. We do not use telepathy. We communicate by making a sensible thing stand for or mean a thought or judgment. The meaning does not belong to the sensible thing by its nature. It is being used by us as a symbol. A symbol remains a material thing, but it also is made to represent an act of knowledge to other humans. Language is the most common and most subtle of our symbolic acts. Language is a natural faculty of man and is unlike mere stimulus and response reactions. Symbols are not merely signs for other things. They designate. They mean something. If we try to reduce language to stimulus and response mapping, we miss its character as meaning-bearing and uniquely human. Because language is so primitive and so natural to us, we must seek to know our signifying faculty by a study of language. In sections 4 through 6, Wilhelmsen discusses the ways nouns, verbs, and participles convey meaning. Nouns signify states of being, ways of existing. They convey stability, the static order of beings being what they are. Verbs signify actions, change, the dynamic order of being in its specific immediacy. Participles signify an action as done by a thing. These are actions as participated in or shared. Considering these 3 modes of signifying, Wilhelmsen then asks, in which of these 3 ways does the word being signify? What types of meaning can it convey? And what types can it not convey? Being does not signify as a noun, he tells us. Interpreting being as a noun leads to contradictions. First, by reducing being to a single thing, it makes a plurality of beings impossible. I would then find myself in the situation of Parmenides, unable to describe the world any more subtly than saying, it is. Second, it requires us to hold that essence implies existence. The word being would then lose its existential force, its ability to call out actual things. Being does signify as a verb, we are told, and as a participle. In English, the term being can represent a thing's taking part in an action, the action of existing. In this sense, being is a doing, a being, or is-ing. Knowledge of being, used this way, obviously involves knowledge of the thing doing the being, and the act of being that it performs. Thus, we should say that the world around us is a world of participles, of real things being, ising and areing, wasing and wering. Wilhelmsen writes, to see the verbal and participial character of the word being is to begin to think as a metaphysician. And this is also the answer to the question that started this chapter. We communicate our knowledge of existence through language by versions of the word to be. The existential signifying of to be is its most fundamental task. At the end of the chapter, Wilhelmsen briefly sums up. Being escapes conceptualization because it is more fundamental than concepts. It expresses the understanding of the truth that some thing actually exists in the order of being. That's all for now. Thanks for watching today. Goodbye.